just know that every time you reach into that cookie jar, it may snap your hand off.
What's up, IGN? Michael here, and today we're talking Survivor Season 48. That's right, 48. The long-running and popular reality show is showing up big to IGN FanFest with an exclusive look at the opening minutes of the new season. And here to break it all down is the one and only host and executive producer of Survivor, Mr. Jeff Probst. Jeff, welcome to IGN FanFest.
Good to be here, Michael.
As part of IGN FanFest, you all are exclusively revealing the opening minutes of Survivor Season 48. And once again, we're being introduced to 18 players from all walks of life. Jeff, can you tell us about these 18 castaways and how they might compare to previous seasons?
The one word I would use to describe this group would be dynamic. And you will see it out of the gate in the premiere. Just big personalities, players that are willing to make a mark early, and very different types of players. We have somebody like Camilla who lacks so much confidence coming into this game. She said, even my parents said you're going to be first out. We have this really cool young woman, Eva, who has autism, and here was her story. When she was born, her parents were told she will never have anything that will feel or look like a normal life. Cut to 25 years later, she's a PhD candidate, played men's hockey in college, and is now out taking on Survivor. And then we have a guy like Joe, who's a firefighter, a single dad, who says, the only thing I care about is making my daughters proud. I mean, that gives you an idea of how fast these players are going to hit the ground playing, and the different types of personalities you'll see play the game.
In addition to a dynamic cast, using your word there, I mean, I feel like one thing that is a hallmark of Survivor is that you're always innovating, right? So tell us what we can expect that's new and exciting about this new season, Season 48.
There's two ways to look at the new era of Survivor. I look at it like high-stakes poker. And if you think of high-stakes poker, then you want people who know how to play poker because it makes for a better game. We center all of our creative around one word: uncertainty. Because uncertainty is terrifying. But once you accept that you won't know anything ever for real, for sure, then it should free you up to play a little more freely. It's almost like accepting the fact that you're probably going to lose, because you are. Most everybody loses. So you got nothing to lose. You've already lost, so play to win.
Key to that and maintaining that uncertainty, as you're talking about, is the challenges. Tell me a little bit about how challenge and game design has evolved over the almost 48 seasons you all have had to date.
In one sense, the challenges haven't changed at all. They've always been designed to highlight individual roles and also push players further than they're comfortable going. But if you look at our challenges in early seasons versus in the new era, some would say they're much more difficult now. So you're putting players in positions where they are looking at an obstacle course sometimes, and literally I can see in their eyes, they don't know if they can get up that wall. They really don't know. But that's only because they've never tried. And it's pretty spectacular to watch people accomplish it, even if they lose the challenge. There is a sense of personal fulfillment as they look at the blood on their arms and go, I just did that.
I want to go way back, not to the very beginning, but to Season 3, where I think probably the first true big twist happened, and that was when you had players swap tribes. And twists have been a feature since then. So how do you maintain what people love about the game while still, keeping up that element of surprise with new twists?
It's interesting to hear you go back all the way to really the very first time the game took a tiny pivot. Because that thing which we now look at it, oh, is a switch, no big deal, was monumental in that season. The players were shocked and not happy. What do you mean I'm switching tribes? I just got my relationships going in the tribe I'm on. And I remember the players' faces and thinking, did we go too far? Is this okay? There is no rule book or right or wrong. We never think our ideas are the correct idea. We just think they're an idea. And once we have an idea, whether it's how to change a challenge or whether it's to create a new twist, The one thing we do consistently is we commit to it.
Survivor over dozens of seasons has seen not just an incredible evolution of the challenges, but an incredible evolution of gameplay. Tell me how about, like, in your mind, gameplay has evolved from early season winners like, you know, the OGs, right, Richard, Tina, Ethan, to more recent winners like Rachel and Kenzie.
Well, if you go back to season 1, the gameplay was very simple. If there are 7 people, you want to have 4. So you have 4 versus 3. And then you're in charge. And we quickly started to realize, okay, that's going to become a problem, because once the 4 people agree to just get rid of the 3, that's not interesting. So you have to start interjecting things that make that 4-3 situation more difficult to achieve. When we got to the new era, everything became about dangerous fun. So we're going to give you all of these different layers of the game to play, so you can dig in, see what you want to do with it. Just know that every time you reach into that cookie jar, it may snap your hand off. That's what I think players like about the game.
I know there have been some instances where fan feedback has changed how you actually design the game. Mike White comes to mind, of White Lotus fame, and of course of Survivor fame as well. How important is that for you to take fan sentiment into account when you're figuring out what the season is going to look like?
Fan feedback is very important, whether it's a fan that watches with their family, or whether it's an 8-year-old kid of that family, or whether it's somebody like Mike White, who is a great storyteller, or Tyler Perry, or Jimmy Fallon, all of whom send me ideas, Neil Patrick Harris, on a regular basis. They've got tons of ideas. Our job is to just keep the flow going. You know, if you get an idea from somebody and it's a great idea, but it doesn't really fit where the game is, then I think our job is to earmark that and put it on a whiteboard somewhere. But maybe it's not right for this season.
Speaking of fans, you all have had some recent breaking news about what's going on with season 50. We're about a year away from the premiere of season 50. What can you tell us in this moment about this incredible milestone season? What role are Survivor fans going to play?
Michael, we're very excited to finally be sharing the news of what we're doing for Survivor 50. Our 50th season is going to be called Survivor 50 in the Hands of the Fans. And it's really the first time we have ever turned the show over to the fans. It's our way of celebrating Survivor and also saying thank you to our fans for 25 years of loyalty. So fans will be voting on different elements of the game that will shape the entire game and adventure for the players. And it starts tonight with the premiere, where fans will have a week to vote on our first 4 categories, our first 4 elements of the show, including tribe colors, which is everything from the buffs to how the challenges are painting. Fans will decide, do you want the players to start with rice? Because I hear a lot of people say it's too hard. Okay, if you want to make it easier, do so. We'll give them rice. Or you can choose to say, no, I want to see them earn it. We're also going to give them that option with camp supplies. Do you want me to just give them their machete and their pot and the flint, or do you want them to earn it? And then the 4th element that you can start voting on tonight is, for Survivor 50, should we bring back the live finale and reunion show in Los Angeles? So those are the first 4 elements. Fans have a week to vote on it. Then there will be 4 more elements later in the season. It's Survivor 50, Michael, in the hands of the fans.
Jeff, thanks so much for joining us to talk all things Survivor Season 48. And if you want more IGN Fan Fest, keep it locked here to IGN.